Yo, it's the KIDHYPHEN, the Kid Hype.
Hey, MJ fan, this is Fun Christ.
Hey, this is MJ Love.
And you are listening to the Moonwalker Chat Podcast.
The only place to be if you're a real Michael Jackson fan.
And you tuned in with the Moonwalkers Chat Podcast.
And this is the place to be if you're a real Michael Jackson fan.
What's up, everybody? This is the Moonwalkers Chat Podcast, Season 2, Episode 16. We're at the 16th episode, so whoop, whoop, cheers to us for that one. But I hope all is well with everybody today. Today is Saturday, July 25th, 2020. 2020, the year of clarity. So many things have become clear to us so far during this year with everything that's been going on. But anyways, hope all is well, especially with my friend Dove. She's having technical difficulties today, so she won't be joining me. But you guys have me. You know I'm here. Hopefully she'll be able to join in later on. No, it ended up switching, being that I made it back home early enough, so I was able to actually start earlier. So yeah, instead of 2, it began at 1 today. Said if I could begin early enough, I would actually get started. But yeah, I hope all is well with everybody today. How's it going today on this fine Saturday? Because today it's really beautiful outside. Well, at least here in New York. The weather is really nice out, and I definitely have to say I am enjoying it. The weather is really, really nice out. So I definitely will be going outside, enjoying it a little further after the podcast. What's going on, everybody? I see everybody here. I see Poetic. I see Janesta, MD Love. I see Nate OG Detroit. Janesta, Rachel, Henry Louise, Sandy, Natalie, April. Everybody's in the house. Everybody's here. Oh, man. So, yeah, let's get started. Now, let me put my slideshow on the screen and get this started. Now, it's been a couple of things that have, passed my eye over the last week. And Aaron Carter, I don't know if you guys had caught Aaron Carter's interview on Vlad TV, or I don't know if you guys actually follow Vlad TV, but I follow his station. I've been following it for years, and it just so happened he had Aaron Carter back. Aaron Carter discussed more than MJ on this interview about his drug issues and everything else under the sun. But the only part of the interview that I focused on was the part about MJ. But let me play a little bit from the interview, but don't be alarmed if you see me keep pausing it, because I don't want, Vlad TV to flag this podcast. So I want to share some of it with you for those of you who haven't seen it. But let me see. Press play on this real fast.
Michael Jackson, man, told me never to sign with Sony Records, and now I know why he did.
Michael Jackson told you never to sign with Sony. He had a bunch of problems with Sony.
He went on stage and flicked them off and said F you to him.
Okay. How well did you know Michael Jackson?
Very well.
Really?
I have his jacket, man.
You have Michael Jackson's jacket. Which one?
The one that we did at the Jackson 5 25th anniversary special, all Swarovski crystal.
Oh, that one.
Yes, that one.
What was Michael Jackson like in person?
He was fun. He was jubilant. When he was around people that had good energy, he was cool. He could be himself.
That sounds exactly like him. I mean, depending on who he was around was how he actually presented himself. If he was comfortable enough to actually be a goofball, because he was a big goofball. Like, he liked to have fun. A lot of us, get into big kid mode and start acting all sorts of goofy. And some people find it weird. For those of us who actually sit here and play video games, or those of us who sit here and will color in a damn coloring book in our grown age, people will find that weird. But unfortunately, that's just normalcy. And some people actually like to do that. But let me let him continue. Don't pay me any attention on that commentary. I know, coloring books, right?
But he was very introverted and he was very upset at the world because he told me, he said, Aaron, I came out with Bad, Thriller, and Off the Wall, and I came out being really tough like a young brother, and I did it. And then these people just started attacking me, and I'm a pedophile, and I'm all this stuff, he said. And then he's like, I had to change it. He's like, I had to go to Human Nature and Heal the World and Earth Song. And he says, like, I was almost forced because I came out portraying a bad image, which he wanted people to take him seriously and be like, don't.
Have to pause there. Even DJ Vlad said, when he said, oh, because of my bad image, I had to come out with Heal the World and Earth Song and all that stuff. Now, that's totally inaccurate because if you guys remember, he was already doing socially conscious music with his brothers, like, of course, with Can You Feel It? Also, before Heal the World or Earth Song, which was in the 90s, he came out with Man in the Mirror in 1987 on the Bad album. So what exactly is Aaron Carter talking about? I mean, I'm not downing what he's saying, but even the interviewer had to go, So, of course, that makes me right back because I know otherwise than what Aaron Carter is saying on that particular part. But anyways, I'm not picking apart what he's saying, quoting facts, but anyway. Wait, I color in coloring books as a matter of fact, an MJ coloring book. Exactly. See, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's just very relaxing to sit back, chill, and color in a damn coloring book or play a video game or something. It's very, very relaxing. So, of course, it's easier for him to be comfortable playing around with video games, whatever, when it comes to hanging around Aaron Carter and, per se, his brother, Nick, because he hung around them both. But anyways, let me continue this interview.
Don't mess with me.
Like beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad album, Off the Wall, Thriller. Those
Yeah.
are all three aggressive albums.
Yeah.
If you think about it. Then he changed the game up.
Well, Human Nature was on Thriller.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that was the segue into it.
No, I feel you. No, yeah, he became softer after Bad.
Yeah. He had no choice because, and there was no social media around then. There was just news.
Had you been to Neverland?
Yeah, I smashed his birthday cake in his face.
Okay. When you hear about the allegations, did you see Leaving Neverland?
Did I see Leaving Neverland? I think I watched a little bit of it. Isn't that the thing that what's his face did? Wade?
Yeah. Did you know Wade?
Yeah, Wade was the guy who pretended to be my brother on the Aaron's Party interlude albums. Because Nick.
I don't know if that was sarcastic, or was that him just to answer the question. But unfortunately, he can't pretend that he doesn't know Wade Robson. They do know each other. Of course, Wade being in the entertainment industry as well, everybody typically knows everybody, even if they do play a small role. There are smaller roles in the industry that people play, but they are well known for. And of course, he knows who Wade Robson is because, of course, last year, if you remember, he got on TMZ and said he wanted to punch Wade Robson up, if you remember. So definitely he knows who Wade Robson is. He's not naive to who he is. But anyways, let me continue the interview. I'm going to keep giving my commentary on this little by little as it's playing, but let it continue.
Nick wouldn't show up, so Wade Robson came and did it instead and pretended to be Nick.
Okay, so when you hear that Wade did
skits in Aaron's Party, it's Wade Robson.
When you hear that Wade Robson claimed that Michael Jackson was molesting him and now he's suing the Jackson estate and so forth, but what's your take on that?
Who's suing?
Wade.
He's suing the estate.
Yes, him and the other guy are both suing.
Why can't y'all go out and make your own money? Get a job at freaking Starbucks or something, man. Come on. I mean, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, sorry to use the Lord's name in vain, but like, yo, man. Why you gotta go after him? He's Wade Robson came and did it instead and pretended to be Nick.
Okay, so when you hear that
All
Wade
these
did
little
a
skits and Aaron's party, it's Wade Robson.
when you hear that Wade Robson claimed that Michael Jackson was molesting him and now he's suing the Jackson estate and so forth. Well, what's your take on that?
Who's suing?
Wade.
He's suing the estate.
Yes. Him and the other guy both.
Why can't y'all go out and make your own money? Get a job at freaking Starbucks or something, man. Come on. I mean, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, sorry to use the Lord's name in vain, but like, yo, man. Why you gotta go after? He's got kids. He's got an executor of the estate that runs a great raffle. Like, I don't understand why. Don't you see the pattern? They wait till they're gone to accuse them of being pedophiles.
So nothing improper has ever happened to you.
I mean,
Michael.
they don't do that to me. They're calling me a pedophile.
So nothing improper.
And I'm alive.
So nothing improper between you and Michael Jackson ever.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's full. I mean, I'm writing a book, and I'll talk about it a little bit more in depth when the book is finished.
Mm-hmm.
But absolutely not, and that's why I'm so appalled by it. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense.
Now, of course, again, like Macaulay Culkin, he says nothing ever happened between him and MJ. And I don't know why this question always seems to come up in every interview, no matter who's doing it, even if it's small media like DJ Vlad TV. So it seems that question is always going to come up when it comes to anyone who was per se a teenager or younger who's been around MJ. And really, as per se the actor or the singer who's being asked the question, I would eventually get annoyed with it. But then again, if you get annoyed with it, they'll assume that that's a sign of guilt. So it's like you can't win with this situation. And I know pretty much by now he has to be tired of being asked the same thing, both him and Macaulay Culkin regarding MJ, Emmanuel Lewis as well. So many others that were pretty much asked the same nonsense over and over regarding those allegations. And we know for sure, because it's already been proven and debunked, that Leaving Neverland was a piece of garbage and a piece of crap. Exactly. Get a job, fool. Get a job at Starbucks, something. Like him acting like he don't know his stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, why are you sitting there acting like you don't know? You know. Like, dude, you know. Like, come on. I heard this video of them went and watches them. He is a little off the wall, as I would say. I don't want to call him totally crazy, but Aaron Carter is off the wall, and I didn't expect that coming from him, especially being that, you know, he was then again, I can't expect it because Justin Bieber was the same way. You know, they came out as this little sweet kid who looked innocent and then grew up to be some like maniac adult. But of course, Justin Bieber changed his ways, went back to church, and of course became a born-again Christian. So he says. I mean, I can't say that for certain because I don't follow Justin Bieber, but he has become a born-again Christian according to media sources. But of course, we know how the media is. We only get what they want us to know, so we don't know with that one. Wait, put that up. It's a shame they still ask that. It is a shame. It is a big damn shame that they're still asking that after all this time, and I don't get as to why they keep asking this particular question as if the answer is going to change. Everyone seems to ask it more to Macaulay Culkin and Aaron Carter. So when eventually will they stop asking? Because there's no reason to keep asking, being that the answer will never change. I mean, they trust me, especially Aaron Carter's crazy, but like if something actually happened to him, he'd be the first one to come out and say it. He doesn't have a filter, and Aaron Carter is not going to hold back. So you guys think about that one. Like, Aaron Carter does not have a filter. And so if something actually happened to him, he would say it. He would have said it already. And I know him mentioning this book, he mentioned it early last year. So what's taking so long with this book is what I'm wondering. Like, I'm actually wondering what's going on with this book that it's taking so long, even though, of course, in this book, he's saying the same thing in there that he's saying out loud in interviews, that nothing happened between him and MJ. And hopefully Vlad TV will be the last person to ask this question unless they get Macaulay Culkin on next. And Macaulay Culkin has asked the same damn thing. I mean, it's crazy. Nobody wants to take Wade's case anymore. They can go to the farm for chicken dances. I know that dance that he does is a mess. Yo, the chicken dance. Wade Robson is a hot mess, though, with that dance. And oh, my goodness, especially when he did the Thriller tribute. Oh, man, that was atrocious. I had put that up on my YouTube channel. Yo, that was too funny. That was a hot mess. But that is too funny, though. But hopefully all of this crap ends. I mean, Wade Robson is a known liar. He's been debunked, not even just by myself, but by other people as well. So there's nothing left to prove regarding Wade Robson, not even focusing on Safechuck, because we know that he's a liar as well. And of course, what he is being done, what is he doing is actually being coached by Wade Robson and Dan Reed. Wade Robson is doing most of the coaching, because if you notice in every interview with Wade and James together, Wade keeps staring at him, watching his mouth as he's talking, just to ensure that he doesn't slip and say the wrong thing. And I noticed every time when Safechuck said something off, Wade Robson scratched his head. So, I don't know. I just don't know. Wait, what that say? They just be hating on MJ for no effing reason. It makes me so mad. It makes all of us mad. And honestly, it's corny now. Like, they need to get over themselves. The MJ hate train has got to stop. Like, it's like, which letter don't you understand? The letter N or O? How many times can the person say no? Exactly. How many times can they say no? LOL at the chicken dance. That dance was horrible. Yo, that is too funny, though. That was a horrible tribute. He cannot dance. I don't know who he is training or teaching any choreography, because I hear that he has a dance class or a school somewhere in Los Angeles. So I'm not sure who's actually taking his class and actually coming out not looking like they're about to break into damn 10 pieces. Oh, man. Like, just watching that man dance is horrible. And the crazy thing is, I love watching dance videos like the MJ Avengers, and then there's this other dancer on YouTube called Aaliyah Janelle, very talented dancer. She is banging. She is banging. What's going on there, K. Scott? I'm still waiting for Safe. And every time I've seen Safechuck in an interview with Wade, he just looks like he's about to blow up. And I don't know if he looks like he's about to blow up because he's ready to tell the truth, or is it because he's thought of being a liar constantly, because he is. I heard Dan is making a second part as he's filming in the courtroom. Is that true? I mean, they were discussing that since it sucks to admit this, that mockumentary had any sort of success, but it did have some sort of success on the masses where it did make a certain extent of money where they were able to fund a second film. And they were talking about it last year, but it seems like since he got the permits to film in the courtroom, it seems that there might be a potential second part, but I don't know if HBO would actually get involved with this again, as they were drawn into a lawsuit against the Michael Jackson estate. So it's a possibility that they might be putting any of that footage into a second part, but either way, there's nothing left to prove with these people. They've been debunked over and over, and how much more can they be debunked? I don't even need to be the one to sit there and do it. There's 1,000 other YouTubers and social media folks that are out there doing it. So that's funny, though. What's going on, Red Pills? That's crazy though. But let me flip to the next slide. Like I got to see my slides before I was ready, because I mean they can hit the button when I was going to my quiet place. Now, Kanye West, the future U.S. president. Now, I don't even know where to begin with this one because Kanye West. Oh, Kanye West, Jesus. Ooh, I don't even know. Now, Kanye West has been going on so many crazy rants over the last couple of years. And over the last couple of years with Kanye, it makes you wonder what exactly is really going on with him, because a lot of people, and I don't know how many people follow this theory of the MK Ultra program and that Kanye West was MK Ultra. And that's why he's been going berserk these last couple of years. But him being under the Kardashians, they're assuming it to be mental illness. Because if you remember where he had his first rant a couple of years ago, he ended up going into the hospital with black hair and came out blonde-haired and acting even worse than he was. So it just makes me wonder, was that Kanye that walked out of there? And then fast forward to 2020, I mean, on Twitter a couple of days ago, and this is a few days, you guys probably have heard about this already. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure, because I know that it's a possibility somebody can't hear me. I don't know. Y'all can't hear me? Oh, gotcha. I'm not sure what's going on as to why you can't hear me, but the audio is getting good. But fast forward, though, to 2020, Kanye wants to run for president, right? And I doubt that there's anybody in their right mind, black or white, no matter what race or ethnicity you are, because he's trying to appeal to everybody. I don't know what person in their right mind would actually vote for this man, especially with the things he's saying. I mean, recently at one of his conventions, I believe it was in North Carolina, or was it South Carolina? I know it was in one of the Carolinas, but he went on this rant that disrespected one of the, I would say, pioneers that helped the movement of the slaves from, of course, their masters, Harriet Tubman. And Kanye West said that she didn't actually free anybody, that she was just bringing them to other white people to work. And I think that is so disrespectful, because if Harriet Tubman didn't help free those slaves, there would be no Kanye West, and there would be no me. There would be probably a lot of us that aren't realizing that without her doing what she did then, none of us would probably be in existence, because there are a lot of people that could still be in captivity if, per se, this movement was not done by Harriet Tubman through the Underground Railroad. So I'm not getting what Kanye West is talking about when he says that she just took them from one slave master to the next, which is blatantly disrespectful. And that's just part one of why I wouldn't even vote for him, because he obviously doesn't know his full history. And if he does, he's just being blatantly ignorant, as he always has been in the public eye. So you can hear me? Good, good. I don't know what's going on. Like, YouTube is very, very trippy. But past him running for president, him disrespecting Harriet Tubman, and now it goes on to him making tweets about saying his daughters will never do Playboy, because I'm guessing he's assuming that, man, Kris Jenner, and this is hilarious. I don't get it. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Kardashians, but the way Kanye West is making it sound when he says that his kids will never do Playboy, as if being that some of the Kardashians have done nude photo shoots, and I'm pretty sure Playboy, I'm not sure, so I don't follow it. But he's saying this as if Kris Jenner is pimping out her daughters, and he's not going to do the same. Not only that, he referred to Kris Jenner as Kim Jong-un or whatever the hell he said, but he was referring to her as the Korean dictator. So that's another thing that I'm just like, what the hell is going on with him? Not only that, he started making accusations against his own wife in public on Twitter, saying that she was messing around with rapper Meek Mill. That's another thing. I'm like, what the hell is going on? He said that he would never allow his daughters to pose in Playboy magazine, being that the Kardashians have done nude photo shoots and things like that for the public. And he's saying that her parent, well, their parent, Kris Jenner, pretty much who manages everybody, is the one who pretty much pushed them into doing it. And it's horrible. It's crazy. That's what it was. Kris Jong-un. I said Kim Jong-un. Kris Jong-un. That's what it was. That's what it was. Thank you for that, Amber. That is funny, though. I could look that damn good, too, if I had the money. Please push the like button. Thanks. Thank you for that, Janesta. See, I didn't know that because I didn't follow the Kardashians to really know that she was in Playboy or anything like that. But now I know. But in other words, though, Kanye West is pretty much saying that Kris Jenner is pretty much the godfather or the godmother of the family, and she runs the entire show on what her daughters actually do. And I mean, I could understand that because they are a franchise. They're no longer just a family. They're a franchise because the Kardashians is now a brand, as I do know. I mean, that's the one thing I do know about them, that they are a brand more than they are a family anymore. Anything that's put out about the Kardashians is based upon their brand, Keeping Up with the Kardashians or one of those TV shows like that. But he also had went on a rant about saying something about MJ, and he said, let me enlarge it so that way I can read it to you guys. Now, MJ told you, let me remove that. MJ told you about Tommy before they killed him. Kim saved my daughter's life in the name of Jesus and God's choice only. I will save my children. Kris, I'm in Cody. You're not playing another one of your children's Playboy shoots. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? But he's mentioning that MJ told you about Tommy before they killed him. And of course, he's referring to MJ talking about Tommy Mottola and his issues with Sony, and of course, them being after him. And of course, he never named anyone specifically outside of Tommy Mottola, but of course, we know Tommy Mottola is a big wig. He's one of the elites. And that's one of the reasons that MJ feared him. I mean, also, this is one of the reasons why Sony was always also able to get away with ripping off their artists. Aaron Carter was also one of them. I mean, I don't know if he's telling any truth to MJ, telling him to, per se, not sign with Sony because of what they did to him. I think he might just be saying that because it's a possibility that MJ said it. So why not listen to him? He didn't say it to him personally. He said it to everybody, I believe. But it's a possibility MJ could have coached him and told him, don't sign with Sony. If you do it, it's a mistake. But I'm not speaking out against Sony because I am not an artist. I don't know anything. This is just my public opinion. That's it. So YouTube, ixnay that. Let me go to StreamYard real fast and see what's going on. Yep, she's the momager. Yep, that's the word for it. Thank you for that. He needs to see a doctor. MJ, you are spot on with your statement. Much love and thank you for speaking the truth. But will he actually become president, Kanye West? Do you really think he would actually become president? Because I don't think I would. I can't even say I don't think. I know that I wouldn't give Kanye West my vote. Not at this particular time. And I mean, he also said that his wife wanted to 5150 him, which is pretty much lock him up in a mental hospital for up to 48 hours. But she would have been out in 48 hours even if she succeeded. Because they can't legally keep you as an adult. After 48 hours, they would have to release you. And the only way they would keep you is if you actually sign yourself over, unless they can take you to court to prove that you're not competent of taking care of yourself as a grown adult. But unfortunately, they did not do any of that. So there's no way that him, if he did get a 5150 against him from Kim Kardashian, that he would have been in that hospital more than 48 hours. But nope. Said nope. Nah. No. Thank you. Nobody's going to give him any sort of votes. And I'm not giving my vote. I'm not endorsing Kanye. I honestly wish him the best, but he does need to go sit down with a therapist or something. I don't want to say psychiatrist because psychiatrist is a little extreme, which totally signifies that he's completely crazy. I mean, I don't know that, but it's a possibility that he could potentially be really mentally ill, and this is why he's acting the way he's acting in public. But that's where I'll leave that with Kanye. I mean, is that if you're suicidal? They say it can be if you're suicidal, but it also could be if you're displaying any forms of mental illness that people can literally tell with their own two eyes that something's not right, especially if you're a relative, because I have a relative that have been put under 5150s here in New York multiple times because of it. She says he's bipolar. I mean, a lot of this probably began for Kanye after his mom passed because he wasn't the same. Like, I followed Kanye way before he got with the Kardashians and really became mainstream and acting the way he's acting now, where he was a socially conscious rapper. He made really good music that actually made you think. Now, I don't know what the hell is going on with him, but this was not the Kanye West that I grew up listening to in high school at all. This Kanye West is someone totally different, and I don't know who the hell he is. Daryl, how do you know about the Kardashians and MJ, as well as the elite Illuminati connections altogether, bro? It's cool researching. I mean, a lot of this stuff is actually out there for you guys to see for yourself when you do the research, because all of these stories regarding MJ and his bout with Sony, aka the elites, has been said by him throughout the public way before he actually left. MJ always referred to the Illuminati or people that wanted to harm him as they. He never specifically said who. But of course, you're going to figure out who exactly is the people that he's talking about regarding who was trying to hurt him, because at the time, he was going through hell after he spoke out against Sony. After he spoke out through Sony, he received so many death threats and everything else. And these death threats are going to be discussed in this book that I had discussed in last week's podcast with Dove. Oh, man, I miss my buddy. I wish she was here with us right now, but she's having technical difficulties. I didn't get to say that earlier on. I wish she could have been here with us today, but hopefully she gets to see this podcast. But I miss my buddy. We haven't spoken in a couple of days. But yeah, she'll be back with us come next week, though. But MJ has spoken out against Sony, not once but twice publicly. And each time that he spoke out against Sony, the threats got worse against him. And then by the time he released his final album for Sony, they made sure that they let him know they did not give a damn about him, and they was not going to help him make the money that he was entitled to after. What does that say? He's got a brand new album. I've heard that something is supposed to be coming out regarding him, but I don't know as of yet because they keep playing these games with the song releases and everything little by little. So you never know exactly what is going to come from it. I mean, is there a cover or anything that's out or available? If you compare the music from Late Registration to Life of Pablo, you can tell. Like, even the beginning, The College Dropout, Kanye's first album, dope. Very mellow, very relaxed, very chill. I could listen to that over and over and over and over. And then the Late Registration, whoo, Life of Pablo. I didn't like Life of Pablo, though. I mean, it was too much for me. After calling TM the devil, he was arrested. No way, it's not part of Matola's revenge. Thank you for that, Dale. I appreciate that. Bipolar people are very creative. I believe that. Because you get to experience both sides of the madness, which is normalcy and mental illness at the same time. And there's no telling what ideas can clash between the two personalities that a person can have while dealing with bipolar disorder. I mean, some people will display other personalities under bipolar disorder, because I know from experience with having a relative who deals with it. And the personalities are so different, where she could just be so chill, so relaxed. And, you know, you just want to be around her, hang around her. And then after that, it's just like, boom, explosion. And that explosion can last for weeks. And she just seems so different. It doesn't even seem like the same person sometimes. It showed all the songs on the album. That's all I seen. Dove Angel is mine. Daryl, don't forget the man who is feared and everyone is afraid to say his name. Oh, we wouldn't be here if we didn't love you. But, oh, man. That's crazy, though. I do wish him the best, though. He does need to go get some help. Listen to his wife. If he's not going to listen to anything that Kim Kardashian says, it should be that he should get some sort of help. Daryl, where's Miss Dove Angel by any chance? Where's your Angel Dove online girlfriend, bro? Daryl. Well, she's having technical difficulties today, so she's not actually able to be here with us, but she will be back with us come next week. I'd say his name if I could remember it. His last name is G. Wait, who is it, Henry Louise? Who is it? Oh, God, him? Right. Yeah. Said, oh, that loser. Right. David Geffen, the biggest, I don't want to say the word, but the biggest in Hollywood, in the elite world, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, my goodness. Right. David freaking Geffen. Oprah's best friend, right? Jeez. Like, now recently, I don't know if you guys heard about this story about actress Mindy Cohn. It's probably old news to a lot of you because it's probably years old. But I mean, it came up recently that, what does that say? What is the vomiting faces for, Poetic? Oh, man. But recently, actress Mindy Cohn. Oh, wait, never mind. David Geffen, never mind. I got it. I just had a off moment. I'm like, wait, what is the face for? No, but I got it. That is for Mr. Geffen. That fool. But have you guys heard about this story recently of actress Mindy Cohn? She's from the TV show Facts of Life. That was one of my favorite shows growing up. I loved the hell out of that show. She was the character of Natalie Green. And, of course, I thought that I was related to her because Green is the last name in my family. So I'm like, oh, wow. I was like, that's my cousin. I was like, that's my, because she looked like my aunt. And I used to tell people that this girl was my cousin when I was younger because I'm like, she looks so much like her. She said, oh, wait, hold on. Said Oprah's closest thing to a real boyfriend. Well, I mean, she does have stepmen, but I don't know how that relationship works. I don't even know how their relationship is actually working. Them being together almost 30 plus years and never deciding to. I would want to get married eventually. I don't know, but yep, I forgot all about that though. That really slipped my mind, Mr. Geffen. Ugh. Wait, again? But recently, actress Mindy Cohn had put out a story saying that she was one of the voices on Michael Jackson's song PYT, Pretty Young Thing. And I didn't know that. I mean, this is new news to me. I've seen it that it's on Wikipedia, but I see that the page was edited recently, so that might have been an addition to the page. But she apparently was one of the voices at the end of Pretty Young Thing. I'm guessing the voices that were Pretty Young Thing, repeat after me, say na 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 na. I don't want to sing though, because I don't want to hurt your ears. I don't know who's wearing earphones and it might hurt your ear, but you take the good, you take the bad, the facts a lie. Yes, that's it. You know it. Oh man, she says she has stepmen. I bet you she does. I love that show growing up. I know, that's the scary part about it, is he has that much money. Yes. He knows magic. Make me disappear, Geffen. Wow. Oh man, but yeah, actress Mindy Cohn. Let me put the article up and read a little bit from it. Take this down for a moment and show that article so you can see what I'm talking about. Because she gave a little story. But let me put it up for you. Just give me 2 seconds. All right. Now it says, can you see what I see? Can you see what I see? I just want to make sure. All right. Now, facts of life. Actress Mindy Cohn says she was one of the backup singers on Michael Jackson's hit 1980 song, PYT, Pretty Young Thing. The revelation happened on Saturday during Marjorie DJ Mad Marge Gubbleman's dance party on Twitch. I didn't know people was doing those on Twitch. Nice. But anyways, Cohn was likely here to talk about her newest movie, A Nice Girl Like You, which co-stars Lucy Hale and Jackie Cruz. Gubbleman was playing the song PYT when Cohn, who was in the virtual chat, said she can be heard on the track, which is going to make me want to go back and listen to it. She said, me and Janet, and I Am the Kids in the End too. LaToya Jackson was also on the song as well. But anyways, we went to listen to the record and Quincy Jones put us on the mic, Cohn told Marge. Quincy Jones was the producer for Thriller, Michael Jackson's best-selling album. PYT was the 6th single off the album, released on September 19th, 1983. The backup singers have originally been credited as the Jackson sisters, Janet and LaToya. The only thing the girls sang in the background phase is na 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 to represent the PYTs, but that's all the song needed for the little extra something. Cohn then said she had proof. Have to post a pic on Instagram of the session. It's kinda wild. She posted the picture more than a year ago as she shared memories of James Ingram, who had recently died. On difficult days, I remind myself I am living a chock full of serendipity, having once-in-a-lifetime experiences all the time, like this one. Recording session for PYT, and then she hashtags and tags everybody who was there. Oh, wow. Kim Fields was there too? I didn't even realize looking at that photo. Yeah, James Ingram, Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones, Mindy Cohn, C. LaToya. I can't tell you who anybody else really is. So I wonder if Kim Fields sang on the song as well and she didn't get credited. I'm just curious. I mean, if Mindy Cohn was on it, I didn't even know that Mindy Cohn actually sang or did any background vocals on any music, but apparently she was there. I mean, this is her proof. She was right there in the studio for that session, and this is her photo proof. Can I zoom in on the photo? I don't know. Can y'all see her or see the photo? Will I marry you? I'm already married. Oh, man. Quick remember, Daryl. It's you, Scott, as you know better as before, now known as my brand new pink laptop HP. As you can see as K. Scott Daryl. Okay. Well, nice seeing you again. But yep, that's her story. I mean, she was on the background of PYT, so I know what her voice sounds like, but I don't know if I'd be able to depict her from every other female that was singing the background vocals on that song for that part. But I am going to go back and listen to it after this podcast just to see exactly who's who, and if I could tell Janet from LaToya on the track and Mindy Cohn from whoever else was singing background vocals. But that's actually cool, though. That's actually cool. That's what I was saying, Poetic. I had no idea. I mean, this is new news to me, and I'm just like, wow. But yeah, shout out to Mindy Cohn. And I loved you in Facts of Life, Miss Natalie Green. Like, that was one of my favorites. Like, I loved her and Tootie. Oh, man. Miss Kim Fields. There was something else I wanted to chat with you guys about, too. Hold on. I started reading something, and hold on. Let me skip to it real fast. Go right back to my slide. All right, now this should be up on the screen. Wait, what's that say? Just to answer your question from 2 weeks ago, PYT is my favorite song. There you go. I want to love you. Pretty young thing, pretty young thing. I can't sing like MJ. I would love to, though. Was just kidding. I think his daughter's name is April, too. At least he told me that. Okay, well, recently I started reading, and this book is from 2017 or 2018. And I started reading it. It's called To Selena with Love, written by Chris Perez, who was the husband of late Tejano superstar Selena Quintanilla. And this book is amazing. I mean, everybody's been wanting to hear from him about his relationship with Selena and hear everything regarding her, who she was, how she was, and the way he explains everything in the story is so well detailed. I was actually impressed, but I got to a certain part of the book that really shocked me, and I wasn't totally sure about the movie after this, because I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the Selena movie. And of course, the movie starred Jennifer Lopez, James Edward Olmos, and Chris Stata. And in the movie, they had this scene on the bus where Abraham, Selena's father, confronts Selena and Chris about their relationship. In this book, Chris Perez gives the truth about that particular scene and what really happened. And it really shocked me that. But let me just play the for you real quick. Hold on. Skip to the next. Like, if you remember this particular scene.
Everybody off the bus. Get off the bus.
Where he was yelling at everybody, telling them to get off.
You stand. Get off.
This is over right now.
What do you mean, Dad?
This, you and him. It's over.
Hey, man, you can't tell us what to do.
I can tell you anything I want to tell you. You don't think I know who you are? I come from the streets. I know what a musician is.
Dad, don't talk to him like that.
I can say anything I want to say to him. I'm not going to have this in my family.
Now, I just wanted to play a small clip from that just to refresh you guys on it for those of you who saw the movie and know about the movie and watched it. And I've watched that movie faithfully. And, you know, I took in that scene as her father, you know, Selena's father, just being particularly mean to Selena and Chris because, of course, he wanted to keep the family business going, which was them being musicians. But what ended up really happening, according to Chris, was that the argument was caused by Selena's sister, Suzette. I had no clue because if you watch the movie and you remember that scene in particular, in that scene, it shows Suzette just standing there, just looking, you know, sad for Selena and Chris because they're being yelled at by Abraham. But they didn't show in that scene that Suzette was the reason that Selena and Chris was being yelled at. Oh, man. So you know about the book, Rachel, then. And I have the ebook, too. That's how I'm reading it. And I'm just like, wait a minute. So Suzette was the one that caused the argument because according to the book, from what I've read so far, you know, when Chris Perez first joined the band, Los Dinos, him and Suzette was really cool and close. And of course, he was okay with Selena, but he didn't want to get too close to her originally. And him and Suzette being close as friends, maybe Suzette may have had a crush on him. Who knows? But once he started getting close to Selena, one particular time, like the bus incident that I just played audio from, Suzette had seen Chris and Selena sitting on the bus talking. Selena was sitting on the couch and Chris was sitting on the bed across from the couch on the the bus Big Bertha. And of course, Suzette gets on the bus. They're the only ones on the bus, and she sees them and she pounds her fist on the wall and gets off the bus and slams the door. Now, the way Chris Perez describes it, as if she pretty much did the Incredible Hulk move and slammed the bus so hard to the point the bus started shaking. He said a few seconds later, that's when Abraham comes storming in, yelling and screaming at him and Selena, telling them that they can't be together because of they can't have that in his family. So that part is true, saying that Abraham couldn't have that in his family. But the main reason why Abraham found out about Selena's relationship with Chris Perez is because she told. She said the popcorn. That's funny. Oh, man. But I honestly was just like, wow. I mean, I know it might have been, like he said, a rift between two sisters. But of course, the movie made it look like Suzette wasn't even aware of it and Abraham just came out of nowhere yelling. But I did, however, put pages from the book. I don't know if y'all want to hear me read from the book. I don't know. Should I? Are y'all cool with that? Or, because I don't want to drag this out. But I did want y'all to hear this because this is interesting and this is different than what happened in the movie scene. But then again, you talked me into it. No, I'm joking. All right, well, these are from pages 54 on down. Now, it says, ultimately, it wasn't anything that Selena and I did that brought our relationship to Abraham's attention and brought his wrath down upon us both. It was her sister, Suzette. We had just finished playing a show in El Campo, Texas. Selena and I were hanging out on Big Bertha while the road crew broke down the equipment. Everyone else was either outside or in the bar as she and I relaxed in the front lounge area of the bus. We weren't doing anything suspicious. We weren't even sitting next to each other. I was seated at the table. That's what it was, not the bed, the table. I was seated at the table and Selena sat on the couch across from me. We had changed our clothes and we were just talking when we heard the bus door swing open. Instinctively, Selena and I straightened up and fell silent as someone ascended the steps of the bus. It was only Suzette. Before I had time to feel relieved and make a joke, however, I saw from Suzette's expression that she wasn't as pleased to see us as we were to see her. Oh God, Suzette said. She rolled her eyes at us, then spun around and got off the bus again, slamming the door so hard that the bus rocked. Selena and I exchanged puzzled glances. What was that about? I asked. No idea, Selena said. It never occurred to either of us that Suzette would go to her father at that moment and tell him about us. Why would she? Suzette and I had always been friends. Like the rest of the band, she knew about Selena and me. She had already told us, look, I'm not involved in what you're doing together. And if Dad asks me, I'm going to say I don't know anything. A few minutes later, the door to the bus swung open again. This time, it was Abraham. Ooh. Oh, man. Said, I can see a sister start in trouble. LOL, mine does all the time. I was shocked. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, Suzette, so you're the one that really caused that bus argument? It wasn't just Abraham going off because he seen it. You seen it and you told, even though there was nothing to tell. That's what surprised me. I was like, wow. I was like, Suzette, why you do that? I'm like, why you do that? But I know how it is, though, because, of course, I have a sibling and me and my brother go at it all the time when we were younger. So I know exactly how it is. You'll tell on your brother or you tell on your sister, just like any other sibling would do. Sometimes siblings are tattletales to their parents on each other, so it's not nothing out of the ordinary. But however, no, this book isn't new poetic. This book came out in 2017 or 18, but I didn't get the chance to read it until maybe a couple of days ago. And I'm just like, wow. I was shocked, though. I mean, siblings do have issues, so I can understand it, especially them being girls, because I do have sisters as well, and sisters will get into it a lot more than the brothers would, even though me and my brother have gotten into it. But I know how it is because I have sisters. I can see a sister start in trouble. Thank you, Janesta. I saw this scene on the bus within the film throughout the particular time that in the true life story of Selena Darrell. See, that's her family's version of the story, according to Abraham and Marcella Quintanilla. That's their story for their daughter, but this is from Chris's standpoint of what he experienced with his wife. Because if you remember, Chris Perez was Selena's husband. They got married before she died, and he got to live a life with her a few years before she died. So he does know about his wife, and this is when she was his girlfriend, and no one was supposed to know about it, but Abraham found out because of it. So yeah, I mean, that particular instance, Suzette kind of told on them, which is what brought it to Abraham's attention. And that honestly, to me, was a little jacked up because, of course, Selena's never really gotten to be with anybody and have a boyfriend and enjoy knowing what love is from another human being outside of her family. She finally found that love, and at that time, it almost was taken away from her because they didn't want them to be together. They didn't want them to be what they were, which was happy, because at the time, they was more focused on the business. Because if you remember what Abraham had said, if you continue seeing him, I'm disbanding the group. So it was more about the business than her feelings at the time. And I think that was messed up, but that was him being a parent. And I know that from what I've read, that Abraham is a strong, tough individual. And I do respect him for what he's done, bringing Selena, Elos Dinos, her and her family, just like Joe Jackson did with the Jacksons, brought them to the musical world. And she's one of the biggest Tejano stars in history still. So their story ended with, of course, Selena dying, and Chris is still going through it. I mean, now to this day in 2020, even though he's remarried, he's had children, he still thinks about Selena. He can't help it but think about her because that was the original love of his life. I mean, the love of your life can only happen once. You can be in love or love somebody, be in a relationship with them, but having the love of your life only comes once in a lifetime. And who knew that they would find it at such a young age? And sad that she had to tragically pass the way she did. But that situation was like, wow. Yeah, Abraham was very bossy. He was a very bossy person, but I think he was doing it from a manager's standpoint because he wanted to. You're the only child. Thank you for that. It doesn't matter, though. I mean, hold on. Let me remove that. It's like, read to us. But that honestly is a good book. And I mean, if you guys do want to check this book out and see it in full, it's called Selena with Love. It's written by Perez. And they definitely have this on the Google Play Store and on iTunes. So definitely check it out. But he definitely pushed his family to success. But he almost pushed his daughter away from love at the same time. And I'm happy that Selena did rebel, get married, and lived happily up until she wasn't even here anymore. So I am happy that she was able to still find that love and get that love that she wanted. I'm happy for her. I am. And I miss her a lot. And one of the reasons why I'm really reading more and more into Selena is because Dove Angel, like, she and I are working on her project together, and her project is about Selena, as we talked about last week. And of course, this made me say, you know what? I want to read Perez's book because I watched this YouTube channel also called The Truth Show. And she did a video about this. And I said, wait, Perez had a book. That's the only reason why I really looked the book up, because I didn't know he had a book. I really didn't follow Perez. I followed Suzette and AB, but I didn't follow Perez. And now that I've seen his book and read the book, let's just say I have a different amount of respect for this man, of how much he put up with just to ensure that he and Selena could be together. I mean, who would literally, even after being fired, drive city to city just to be with their loved one, even though their family don't want them together? He drove city to city while they were on tour after he was fired from Los Dinos, just to ensure that he and Selena could sneak off and be together for just a couple of moments. He did that for her, and I respect him for it. But yeah, definitely, if anything, guys, check out this. What does that say? They made a beautiful couple, which she did get to experience together before. Yeah, they were a beautiful couple. And I'm happy she got to experience the love of her life before she actually passed on. But if you guys want a good read, definitely check out Perez's book, Selena with Love. And I definitely thank you guys for tuning in with me today. And I definitely miss my co-host, Dove Angel. I hope all is well with her. I haven't gotten to hear from her today. But for sure, guys, she will be back with us next week. And this is the Moonwalkers Chat Podcast. We definitely will be convening next week, guys. I love you guys for always tuning in and always showing us support. What does that say? I'm jealous of big families. Being an only child is lonely. I can imagine. A cop killer took my only brother. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, April. I really am sorry to hear that. But I definitely applaud you guys for rocking it out with us every week on the Moonwalkers Chat Podcast. We definitely will be back next week. So this is Daryl Wood, just Mr. P, one half of the Moonwalkers Chat Podcast. I love you guys, and we will be seeing you next week. My horrible singing. Peace out, guys.
Yo, it's the KIDHYPHEN, the Kid Heights.
Hey MJ fan, this is Far Christ,
Hey, this is MJ Love,
and you are listening to the Moonwalker Chat Podcast.
the only place to be if you're a real Michael Jackson fan.
And you tuned in with the Moonwalkers Chat Podcast.
and this is the place to be if you're a real Michael Jackson fan.